How we doing? About to get into this little live stream here. We're going to talk about a few different things. Of course, we're going to start with everybody's favorite topic. That's Shedeur Sanders. He's been getting into more private workouts, so we're going to take a peek at that. We're also going to do a follow-up on the LeJounte video. We got a Jimmy Horn video cooking up. Also want to talk about Jalen Milroe, too. I think that's going to be an interesting situation. We got to talk about the AB and Deion situation. That's crazy. And then most importantly, after everything's done, obviously there's been a lot of new viewers, a lot of new comments over these past few days. So I just kind of want to hop in there, comment section, answer y'all's comments if I didn't get to type to them. So, you know, that's going to be a separate video as well. Hope everybody's doing all right, man. Hope everybody's doing okay. Let me make sure everything's good. Everything is set up first. Everything is cool on this side. I want to know how everybody's feeling though. Do I sound okay before we dive into it? Just this really quick, like, bada bing, bada boom. Have this ready. Dropped in like it's hot. How we sounding? How y'all feeling? I hope you feel phenomenal. I really hope you do feel phenomenal, man. See how many people we got in here. We got, oh, it doesn't say. It does not say. Okay, cool. All right, I think we're good and ready to rock and roll. So we're going to hop right into it with the Shedeur Sanders situation. Shedeur Sanders is going to be one of the most exciting storylines for the NFL this year. They've done it. They found another way to kick the NBA's arse in NBA ratings, even in the draft. Go look it up. Go look up the numbers. This was whoa. I stumbled. I fumbled. Let's go. Mr. James Guest, how you doing? I messed up the recording there. I hope everybody's doing all right. Shedeur Sanders is the most exciting storyline for the NFL, undoubtedly. Number one in rookie jersey sales. You got the big draft day bumps. I mean, there's going to be a lot of ratings for the Browns and more importantly for Shedeur Sanders and everything he does. So today we got a few updates for him. He was spotted, not really spotted, but, you know, he got cameras with him. So he was doing some workouts, and I think it was pretty good. It was good to see the reaction of people in Cleveland because it was very positive. He was putting work in. We have this old, and this is really what's nice. This is what I talk about storylines. This old Tom Brady video that we're going to watch. And it's clearly out of context. It's clearly a joke, but people are going crazy about it. Lil Wayne is shouting out Shedeur Sanders like, yo, dog, he's officially box office. And we have time. We'll go deeper into it, and we'll kind of disprove some of those arrogant and bad vibe things. I'm actually doing this live, too, so shout out to all my people there. Shout out to my man, James. But let's start it right off the bat right here with some of his workouts. You see? At the private workout in Cleveland. Again, I believe rookie minicamp starts the 9th for him. We saw that LeJounte is already in rookie minicamp. You know, there he is, putting that bag work in with the coach too. You know what I'm saying? This is Boog. This is, I'm not sure if this is like his trainer or just like his, just his homie that follows him now. Cause obviously, you know, Bucky, Deion Sanders Jr. got to stay with Coach Prime. You feel me? You know, there he is getting some throws in. Looking clean, looking smooth. Uh-oh, he patted the ball, guys. He's never going to be a quarterback if he does that. But no, I'm joking. Remember when people tried to, they was really coming up with a bunch of stuff before this for a 5th round pick. Hey, I don't know. Y'all did a lot for a 5th round pick. I did a lot. And of course, I think those are just some guys that came out, you know, worked with him. Didn't have any audio here, obviously, because it's Instagram. So they had like some, you know what I'm saying? They had some music over top of it. And then right here, I'm going to stop it because we have some different versions of that. So after the workout, obviously with some of the dudes that were helping with the workout, I believe some of the guys being receivers. And then, you know, you got that copyright music, but they chopping it up, saying what's up. And more importantly, you know what I'm saying? There's some real bag work, right? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Helping out the youngins a little bit out there in Cleveland already, reaching out to the people. And then this is what I was talking about. And then like we've been talking about, he's just been, you know, the people love him, man. He's box office, man. They want to get flicked up beside him, man. Throw the 2s up. I don't think we know what his jersey number is going to be yet, though. I think he still has a 00. So It's dope though. This is some dope stuff, and I think this is some more Lavin and him just cleaning up after the workout. But great stuff, dog. Like I said, ever since he's been there, it seems like all the Colorado players have just been grinding. Like I said, LeJounte was grinding. We saw, Shedeur was on the hill like a day or so afterwards. Little kids are getting flicked up with Shedeur. This is just some positive stuff, man. It'll make you real happy. It'll make you smile a lot. And let's see what Lil Wayne was dedicated. It don't take too long. But let's check out what Lil Wayne had to say regarding Shedeur Sanders.
And to my nigga Shedeur, and to my nigga Travis.
Okay, and Travis.
This song is for all the motherfucking people that got something to say about you.
Yay! Okay, we can't play Stay Bombing on a great song. Absolutely phenomenal song. Great time. But that's phenomenal stuff. What's going on, Grape T? James Guest, I appreciate you as well. So going forward, I do want to address this because like we've already talked about, there's the allegations for Shedeur specifically, because I know I said this in, I believe, the other Tom Brady video. And before we get into this Tom Brady video, I'm going to preface that. I'm going to explain to you what's going on because y'all get mad at me like I didn't explain it. I don't think y'all look. So I'm going to take it slow. So like I said, the conversation around Shedeur is specifically not that he was disrespectful, not he's that, not he's whatever, right? Even though some people are trying to paint him as that, it was specifically that on the whiteboard, right? And even more specific, and this is how I was at the same time, I was like, hey, I see where he's coming from. There was a play that Brian Daboll did. And this is something that they typically do. They set up some plays and then they set up something that was wrong. And they basically, he didn't correct the wrong thing and they called him out on it. And then, like they're saying, the Giants, when they give players an install and there are mistakes intentionally put into the install, he didn't catch them and got caught on it. He was pissed that they did that to him. Albert Breer of SI 98.5 Radio. So that is, I want to make sure we have to be very specific when we say those things. That can be true, but that does not mean I am or he or anybody is saying that Shedeur Sanders can't read an offense or he can't do whiteboard work. That is not what I said when I was like, okay, I'm going to have to believe that after 1,000 other people have said it, some other alteration of this, it has to be this. That, if you think about it, is more so, okay, this is somebody who, like I said, he's been coached by by Deion Sanders, an NFL player who's already done this. Hey, he probably told him, watch for the trick, son. Don't go for it. So when we talk about the entitledness that they saw, well, you and me think entitled. We think he was in there, like all the jokes. He was in there playing, putting the AP in their face, going band for band with Brian Daboll. I don't think that's what happened. I think this Occam's razor makes sense though. Hey, not that he doesn't know how to work a whiteboard or he doesn't know how to read an off or defense. It was, why are y'all in this meeting basically wasting my time? Again, now some people can see it differently, but we're talking about somebody whose dad is an NFL great. Who you're talking about the dad who just blew off the Giants. Y'all remember that story, the primetime story? The Giants picked outside the top 15 picks. They asked him to do a regular draft test. Everybody's doing it. Oh, I'm not even going to be there. Bye. So it would make sense that he would feel a certain way that, oh, we're in here trying to learn or not trying to learn, or at least I'm trying to impress upon you what's supposed to be happening, right? And y'all are putting in like trick plays and stuff. Like what's like I can see why he felt a certain way. Now, what they wanted for him to do, right, is to be like, oh, or at least recognize it, or hey, I messed up, or own up to the mistake. That's what they wanted to do. But it's like, at what point do people just being, and Aaron Foster talks about this, the worst thing about the NFL is having someone with a mind, someone who wants to think outside and just, hey, I'm not about to go with this BS, dog, right? I'm not about to just go with some BS to do this. Let's get the job done. If y'all going to ask me about a question, how about just draw up a play and let's do it instead of tricks and this and that and behind the back. So that's me defending him, right? That's me saying that, look, this what he's saying, the Giants, he got mad. This can be true And Shedeur Sanders can still be an outstanding player. He can still be great at reading offenses. He can still be great on the whiteboard, but he can still have rud people the wrong way. And I think we need to be able to sit in both of those realities, right? So all that yapping aside, to get to this video. Now, this is ML Football. If you don't know ML Football, these aggregate accounts, man, they be making bread off of anything they can. Look, they on the Elon app, so they just tweet out anything. So this is an old video. I think this is like, I know it says May 4th, 2020. This was way back in, I think, 2023, 2024. It was one of those off seasons. And obviously Tom Brady, who we know in the videos, they have a history with. Now, again, somebody got mad at me in the comments because I said Tom Brady was mentoring Shedeur. I'm sorry. I guess the technical term, I guess he was just at multiple throwing sessions, texted him, had a relationship, knew them, had multiple conversations with it. I don't know what you call that. I guess they were just buds, whatever, because everything is just upsetting y'all now. But Tom Brady, someone who has a deep history with Deion'S Sanders, had this to say to each other when they were on a podcast.
Tom, do you think a college kid needs a Phantom, like a Rolls Royce?
Nah, hey, no, it's not a Phantom. It's a Rolls Royce Cousin.
I think he needs to get his ass in the film room and spend as much time in there as possible. Less time in the car and more time in the film room.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that.
I seen you have one too, Tom. Don't think I seen you.
I was just a rental. Hey, I had a few bucks in my pocket at that point. I'll see some car stories when we're together next time.
Okay, so again, now clearly the whole video is them joking. Oh, you need to get out that Rolls Royce. And then he ends it with, hey, next time I see you, you're going to, and this is just like, well, I forgot what other video we were watching. And I was like, oh, it was the Cam Ward video, right? And the Cam Ward video, they're joking back and forth. And Shedeur was like, hey, let's make a rap song. And then everybody was like, oh, you see, and that's why Shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round, because it's like, yo, dog, it's a joke. But now, because and this is why I make these videos, because the narratives get spun so much. You can say things about Shedeur. You can say that just say you don't like him. Say you don't like his demeanor and attitude and confidence. But to then not describe or to prescribe that him being, actually entitled, actually being awful, actually being arrogant, it just doesn't line up with all of the hours and hours of film that we have. And then on the right side we have what's it called? Arm Pumpkin. He's new here. Appreciate you. Alex says, your channel just popped up on my feed today. Just finished the LeJohntay video. Good content. I appreciate you. My Mr. Mike O'Mara said, if Shedeur can increase his arm strength, he's going to be really good. Not meaning distance, but velocity. That's very important. Zip and getting into those tight windows is extremely important. They always make clips to make narratives, my man Mike says. And this they do. So if we want to talk about narratives, how about we have a little bit of a counter narrative off? Wait, first off, this video, I've been meaning to show this video for like 3 videos. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing football, but apparently the aunties is chasing down Shedeur Sanders. Hold up. You feel me? You feel me?
Thank God.
Come on, bro. I love you. That was some bullshit. That was some bullshit they did. Welcome to Cleveland.
Thank you.
Welcome to Cleveland.
That's my feeling. Thank you.
Hey, man. Say, man, I don't know what the foosball gonna look like. I think two gonna make it work, but the people are definitely behind him. The people are definitely behind him. So let's talk about it, right? I want to dispel some myths before we close this video out here. The love is crazy. And it's with a few videos. So first things first, Shedeur Sanders giving advice to a young athlete about how everything matters. Now, we've already made a video, I'm sure y'all have already watched it, about Shedeur Sanders, going to the Cleveland schools. He goes to schools. That's something that he's, been known for. He's very vocal about something that's something that he's been doing. And this is him talking to a young athlete, and every time in this narrative that I'm trying to paint is that it's consistent that, oh, wow, he continues to give back to the youth. He continues to offer his guidance in the best way possible when it shows up. I'm not sure if that's arrogance. I'm not sure if that's entitled, but let's take a peek at it.
But everything matter right now, though. Like, you're not playing. Like, if it's bad grades and it got something to do with, like, discipline and all that type of stuff. Like, everything means something to, like, people that make decisions. Because why would somebody want to give you some money just off your ability. There's a lot of people
Appreciate that network challenge.
You know, shoot, jump, do everything you can. But it's like, what are they gonna do when they get this money? They're gonna swap, they're gonna act crazy, or they're not gonna be disciplined. They're gonna do drugs, they're gonna do crazy shit. Yeah, that's where it matters the most, though.
And I do want to say, and again, shout out to my man Net Worth, because he said appreciate the neutral. I appreciate you appreciate in my commentary, but that's not like world breaking and world bending, right? Bad grades and stuff like that. Everything means something. Look, I'm not saying that he's Socrates when it comes to those things, but it's in the same way that I can show a video of him. What's it called? Oh my God, he's getting told by Tom Brady that, blah blah blah. He needs to go in the film room more. I can show you another video of him, telling something positive. I can show you this video that has no likes or no views. I remember this. This was the same week, if y'all remember, during the combine when it came out, like the initial story of negative and this and that. I ain't seen nobody talk about this. This is a little longer video.
Young, rich black dudes who don't need other people's help are a very interesting part of society in terms of how other people in various institutions across the board view them. That's just a fact of life. Whether they're good at what they do,
that's facts, James,
or not, that general concept is very difficult for a lot of people to deal with. That's just the world we live in. It's even more difficult when you sort of add to that the idea that, like, nah, he's not a bad dude. Like, not even remotely. He's just numerated for his popularity and his skill. Comes from a family that's doing great. And that just is what it is. That's the personality you get. That's not easy for a lot of people to compute. It's just basic confidence in being a human being. Like, forget football. One of my favorite stories about Shedeur was that when the Colorado football team got wind of a kid who was being bullied for trying to play football at a local Boulder middle school, they brought the kid to practice. They let him watch the team, let him hang out, did a couple things, basically just built up the young man's self-esteem so that he didn't feel like he was out of place trying to participate in the very sport he liked the most. And when they broke it down at practice, in the huddle, Coach Prom said, I need somebody to take him back to school. Shedeur said, I'll do it. Got in the truck, drove to the middle school with the kid, brought him into the school, and then just hung out with the kids. Took selfies.
And my fault. They're saying it is a little low, and I think this video is just has some low volume. But in so few words, it's pretty simple. Shedeur Sanders, right? There was a local kid out there in Colorado getting bullied. I believe he said that there was autism or regardless, he was getting bullied. I don't think it was autism. My fault. I don't want to rehash it because I could barely hear the video. But in so many words, what's it called? He just like I talked about at the beginning of the video or earlier in the video. Hey, yeah, he invited the kid to come on down. He came to practice, and we actually did this. We talked about this a few months ago. I might link the video here when the video actually comes out. But I did a separate video where we actually talked about that clip. I'm not gonna pull up the clip, but I mean it went viral at the time. That was from last season. But we can talk about that maybe next time. But again, he breaks it down, does all that stuff. But again, the biggest part there is that I'll take him back, right? They could have, you know what I'm saying? There's 1,000 other coaches or whatever that could have took it back, but the fact that Shedeur went out of his way to do it. And again, I'm not saying that Shedeur Sanders is like, next to, Jay, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he's the greatest contributor to charity. I want to get that. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness, this got attacked from my chest. I want to get that across. I'm not saying that Shedeur Sanders is some person who has given his life up to the world and in the realms of charity, but the fact that like all of these things just kind of get just mushed over, just get passed over when stuff like this, which is it's out of context, dog. This ML football or whatever his name is, he got his rent check with that one. He got his rent check with that one. He ain't do it with these workout videos. I didn't see him posting these videos of him getting flicked up with people. People just want his autograph. People want to get pictures with him. The auntie's going crazy, but nah, man, nah. In all seriousness, the Shedeur situation is it's just getting started. And like I said, if you want to be up to date the best I can, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, and you know what I'm saying, we're gonna do plenty of different foosball content, college football, NFL, NIL, transfer portal, all different fun stuff. Before I end it, because this video is over, I am doing this live, so I'm gonna answer some of these comments just at the end of this video, and then I'm gonna close this video off. So here it is. We have Sounders low, Shedeur. No white savior complex needed. Oh wow. Okay. Shout to G-Mac. What's it called? Sanders definitely not a jerk. Oh, of course. I don't know what G-Mac was talking about. His dad said it best, don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity. And I'm going to end this video by saying it. Oh, whoa. Is this the real deal? Well Off Media? No way. Is that Bucky or someone who runs the account? Are you serious? Dog, okay, if that's actually because I can't, let me see if I can check. Let me see. Let me push the check. No, it's not. That's fake. It's a fake channel. Nick Lance asks, when's the Quinn Ewers video? And I can tell he's one of them viewers. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still recording this video. Let me end this video. I appreciate y'all. I'll let you next time. Peace. My Quinn Ewers video is already out, son. But I get it. I get it. Y'all don't be watching the content for real. You know what I'm saying? So, wait. Let me move this over here. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all go check out that Quinn Ewers video. You know what I'm saying? Look at those mutton chops, man. Some of my greatest stuff. But anyway, detour. But yeah, guys, that is sadly the fake Well Off Media. That would be dope if it was the real Well Off Media. I do mess with Well Off Media heavily. What's it called? But yeah, y'all go check out my Quinn Ewers video. I think a lot of y'all are coming from my LeJounte Wester video, so be on the lookout. I'm gonna have another Jimmy Horn video. I believe the mini camp starts this week for Carolina. So we'll have him and Leggett and all that fun stuff. So that'll be some good times. All right, next video or next thing on the docket, we're going to go Jalen Milroe a little later. So for those who are tired of hearing about Sanders stuff, and if you want to watch non-Sanders things, we will be yapping about Jalen Milroe, his VR experience, and things of that nature. But we got to talk about this Antonio Brown stuff because it's quite nasty. Did I get everybody? Yeah, I got everybody. All right, cool. Fire in the booth. Didn't know you go live. Hey, I go live from time to time. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? You got to add new things to your bag. You know what I'm saying? Put new things in the Duffy. That's all that is. But yeah, let's get into this Antonio Brown one. This Antonio Brown one, because y'all know I am recording videos to be posted later. What's it called? Who's it called? This one's gonna be a little more free flowing because Antonio Brown's kind of tripping a little bit. Antonio Brown's kind of going crazy. All right, let's hop right into it. Antonio Brown is the Kanye West of the NFL, both with the tweets and I think also with the actions, and more importantly with the fashion statements. If you really think about it, I mean, they're basically the same person. But more importantly, what's happening recently, I think because of all of the popularity that Shedeur Sanders and, just the Sanders name in general has been really beckoning, calling, demanding. It looks like Antonio Brown, X's favorite football player. I don't know. Favorite jester. He just pushes meme coins and says weird raps. So he's been going off on Shiloh. He's been going off on Deion'S Sanders. He's been making toe jokes. It's been a lots and lots of nasty stuff. So first things first, before we even get into this, I'm actually going to read Coach Prime's response because this is the most kosher it is. All right. This was after he says a lot of stuff. So this might be a little out of order, but trust me, it's going to make a whole lot more sense. So AB, he says, I love you, man. And I appreciate you, brother. I will never publicly or privately speak negatively on you, man, regardless of what's said. You know I know you, and I'm holding on and praying for the AB I know. Even when I played corner, I ain't need no help. Lol. Man, that boy, he does tweet like a 45-year-old or 50-year-old. How old is Deion'S Sanders? Love you to life, Coach Prime. Everybody loves Coach Prime. So very well-meaning response and things like that. And we're going to get into the history because, you know, there is a deep history here. But let's see some of the things that Deion'S Sanders has been saying and tweeting. So first things first, he was trying to tweet these videos of him, quote-unquote, cooking Shiloh Sanders out back in 2019. The problem is that, you know, Shiloh Sanders, he's literally wearing his high school helmet. So I'm not really sure if a professional NFL player, quote unquote, cooking. And that was, first off, I just want to say, because, you know, I wasn't a wide receiver. I was a defensive end. So I don't know as much technical stuff from a wide receiver side, but I do know this one right here. Check this out. Watch this. My young wide receivers. What he do? So he over exaggerates violently with that left foot. So that means he's going to explode right. So now what he does is we like to call attack the blind spot. That's what the wide receivers call it. So obviously he's going to be turned, right? So what does he do? He attacks that turn point, and now he's got to turn back around. Oh, okay, boom. Blind spot changes. I'm right there, and I'm going to go ahead and finish this out route clean. And clean it up. So I know that. I don't know nothing else. I don't know nothing else. But here's the problem. And I talked about this in another video, and people got upset. They were like, oh, my God, why didn't you show the other clip? Because Antonio Brown is a mental patient. That's why. I don't take Antonio Brown serious. We're going to see by these tweets. But this is the thing that Antonio Brown left out. Was that same high schooler. Also, that same high schooler reading Antonio Brown like a book. You hear me? But obviously there's more stuff. Actually, that's that same one. You can hear Deion too in the background. That's so funny. It's just the same ones? Oh yeah, it's just the same ones. Oh, I thought you had a different one. My fault. Anyway, so let's start getting into these disgusting tweets. Some of them are kind of funny. I gotta be honest with you. Some of them made me chuckle. But most of them were pretty bad. He said he learned that move in high school. Look, dog, I was a defensive end, son. I don't know what to tell you, all right? I wasn't gifted super athletically, okay? All right, I learned about chops and ghost rushes and you know what I'm saying, shock and sheds, you feel me? What you know about that? Anyway, not the point. Shout out to my guy in the comment, though. All right, so AB says, when Shiloh was disrespectful to you about Jaws Prince. Jaws, by the way, not many people under the age of 30 know who Jaws Prince is. I don't even know who Jaws Prince is. I know who Jay Prince is because Drake sometimes talks about him. I heard academics talk about him and the Offset thing. But other than that, I think he's related to that. Other than that, okay, so when Shiloh was disrespectful to Jaws Prince, you ain't need help. This not football. I'm not going to say that word. I am allowed to say that word. I know I might look very bright, but I am allowed to say that word. I just don't want the monetization people to mess with me. So, or coaching this life. Okay. Ninja said he don't need help. This not football. Ninja, this real life. And then here is the Shiloh Sanders bankruptcy thing, which is weird. And I'm going to explain this, but this is weird because AB has also filed for bankruptcy for a multitude of different things. And anyway, that's not important. So Shedeur Sanders, that's a phenomenal spelling of Shedeur Sanders. You're not Cam Newton. I don't know who said he was Cam Newton, but you're not even close. I would agree. I would agree that Shedeur Sanders is not close to Cam Newton. Bro, not even close. Bro, generational talent, and he still get smacked at Parks. First off, I just want to say, AB, Cam Newton smacked that man back, and he smacked that man into a whole nother generation. Shout out to Cam Newton. That's actually one of my first videos I did on this channel. It was about that situation with Cam Newton. All right, here is one of the more. This is a masterpiece. This is a phenomenal story, a heartfelt story from Antonio Brown. After this, we're going to get into how Antonio Brown felt about Deion'S Sanders before whatever this is. So, 2014, I went to Dallas Deion house, train his son Deion Jr., okay? 2017, Shiloh came Pittsburgh that summer, was fighting in trouble. Rapping AB got the flight. Deion said, help. Okay, 2020 came to Dallas, run routes with Shedeur in Shiloh. Okay, same trip. Okay, this is where it gets great. Fishing with Deion, one his hook stuck in my toe. Ninja talking no shoes on a boat. This ninja took the hook out my toe with pliers. You ain't need help, mean face emoji. And you sure never helped no one. Ninja never asked about my toe once. Till this day, wonder, cloud emoji, where your toe went. Don't say I'm your dog ever. This this is the funniest thing I've ever read in my house. This is absolutely phenomenal. I don't know what he's talking about. He's tweeting out random things, Deion and wigs and stuff. I'm confused. I'm quite confused. There's just a lot going on. But how does Deion Sanders, or how did he used to, and what was the relationship like before? This is what it was like before, ladies and gentlemen.
They want to see Antonio. They want to see AB. And we get intoxicated with feeding them what they want. Then you suffocate Antonio. Because he's like, hey, man, I got you, man. Now you flip on me like this with AB. And I'm happy the way it done played out for you in some aspects, because I was suicidal, dog. I almost did that thing. I tried to do that thing because I couldn't handle that. I got to an emotional low, a devastation of personal things going on, and I couldn't handle it. I'm glad and I'm thankful that you ain't never tried to check out. And one thing that you told me recently, man, is you've been going to people and talking to them about childhood and all that, and that's real, dog. That's admirable. I wish, has it helped?
Definitely helped, man. It's just having someone who don't want nothing from you that could just lend you an ear. You know, because not a lot of people, as you know, you could talk to who understand you.
When you're going through the storm, though, man, how is it, though? Like when you're going through it?
When you're going through it, it's tough, you know. All the emotions run in place of your thoughts, the reality, the false reality, and you're just trying to come to balance a piece of, you know, what's the next step and how do you make it right.
You know, it's really easy to, and it would be really easy for me to sit here and just like take it on Antonio Brown or whatever. He's this, he's that. I stopped being mad at Antonio Brown a long time ago because he's gone. Like, I got to be honest with you. This Antonio Brown, I think, has sadly succumbed, you know, to whatever this modern Antonio Brown is doing. I'm not sure if you've seen his tweets or his whatever, his this, his that. It gets a little hectic, gets a little nasty, gets a little crazy. And, you know, disrespect is one thing, but it gets to a point that when it's just repeated and it crosses certain lines, that it's just, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth even engaging with, right? Or even sitting in some stuff like that. So I just think that it just, I don't know. It's clear that as much as I want to dunk on AB and the things that he's doing, the things that he's saying, that this dude's broken. Like, this dude was broken here. And I definitely know all this crazy riddled tweet, just like Kanye West, I know it just reflects someone who's also broken and doesn't have to do it. And again, this is even further back. I believe this is back in 2014, 15. This is on Antonio Brown growing up idolizing Deion'S Sanders.
Who'd you grow up idolizing?
I grew up idolizing Deion'S Sanders. The way he played the game, the way he made me feel watching the game. Every time I watched him go back there for a punt, I knew there was an opportunity that he would score, or I knew he would provide some type of excitement as a kid, being home in Liberty City that would get me excited. So I grew up loving Deion.
Did you want to play defensive back as well?
No, I never wanted to be a defensive back. You know, I always liked to get the ball. I was definitely an offensive threat all the time, but I just love the type of energy Deion brought to the game.
All right, how would Deion do against you at Deion's best?
Man, that'd be an exciting matchup. I don't think they make players like Deion anymore. the type of excitement, the type of competitiveness, the type of swagger. I think Deion had it all. I think it'll be a great matchup to play against a player of that type of stature.
And again, clearly speaking extremely highly, but again, it goes deeper. It's not just that, he speaks highly of certain people, but how does Antonio Brown feel about it even more recently? This was post Raiders and everything, speaking on how he feels about it again.
That description, you said it a couple times. That description, you said, "Hey, I fit that description." What
of Batman and
I know we get
Horn.
it, but what?
Yeah.
What, I don't want people to take what you're saying out of context.
Nah, but
majority of the NFL is out.
Nah, but people gonna take whatever you say out of context. Anytime you see a guy flashy, I'm not saying I fit the description of someone do wrong.
Right.
I'm just saying I look loud, like I look flashy. I look like, you know what I mean.
But you though, you chilling.
But a lot of people don't understand it was you or was chilling. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people don't understand why you gonna catch a helicopter or drive this or you got this big old house. Like people don't understand why you gotta watch that's $1 million because like zoom in, this is $1 million. This is, you know what I'm saying? But people don't,
right.
People don't know that I got assets and it's like,
Yeah, this is Tyreek Hill's
got an
podcast,
image
by the
and
way.
like, for you to be the best, you gotta look the best. You gotta feel the best. Like, some of my idols was like Deion Sanders. I watch him catch like a helicopter or a jet to play professional baseball and like go to lock down the best receiver. So like
That's
them,
the hardest shit
them
ever,
the people that inspire me, like the.
So there he is, just off the cuff saying that he inspires him. So I don't know how you gonna try to sun somebody or try to all this hating yada 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 when you was just talking about how great you love Deion Sanders. And even better than that, let's hear about Deion Sanders continuously defending this man. This is from Fox, so I'm not even sure if I can show this either.
Welcome back to Worth the Conversation. And I got a special
Is this
guest
Jeezy?
today, Deion Sanders.
Wait, is this Jeezy? All right, let's get to Antonio Brown.
First got the job at Jackson State. My lady's like, baby, go to bed. And she's just feel me. Mine's the moment.
Right. Don't leave nothing on the
Sorry.
You can do that. I'm gonna give you credit.
I'm sorry. I was not expecting Jeezy. I gotta be real with y'all right now. I messed up. Give me 15 seconds. But no, in all seriousness, I thought this was a different interview. I saw Jeezy. I was like, whoa, is this the right one? I think I messed up, man. Let me get a timestamp real quick, man. Let me get a timestamp here, man. Jeezy just had me locked up, man. 4:44 is the timestamp. Let's get to it. Let's get to it quickly.
situation. And that's another thing. It's just like, with coming from where we come from, we get this fast success. We get all this money, these accolades, and these temptations and these people around us, and we don't really understand, how to navigate through it. And when I saw him going through his turmoil, I was just like, wow, bro, because it was like every day he was in the tabloids about something, and you had to know how that was affecting him. And just to see you come, and when the first time I saw y'all together, I said he's in good hands. Mm-hmm. And it's been up like they say, it's been up ever since then. And I see he just got signed. Congratulations to him. What's their relationship like? Because I just love to see it. I love to see it.
AB, if I call AB right now, he gonna answer the phone. What's up, Pop?
Right.
He calls me Pop. Like Pac-Man calls me Pop.
Right,
like
right.
these guys reached out to in turbulent times, and even before then. I have so much respect for them because I see so much of me in them. But they another generation where it's controlled by.
Right.
Our generation wasn't really controlled by the social and thrive on. We get into the back end of it, but they're in the midst of the social. So a lot of things that they did gets publicized. So I had to let him know you got to disconnect the two, man. It has to be an Antonio and it has to be an AB.
And that was in this video that we were just talking about. But like you get the gist in so few words, right? Like this is somebody who's a little bit deranged in Antonio Brown, right? He's a little bit It's a little bit off his rocker. So when you see things like this, when you see the riddles about hooks being in toes and toes being woes and woes with the O's and all that other shit, like it's hard to really take it seriously. The Ferg's here. What's happening? How you feeling? Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you living here. I want to end this by speaking, this video specifically. I'm not gonna end the stream. Shout out to all my people in the stream. I'm not going to end on y'all, but to end this video that I'm recording. By the way, if you're watching the video, you know what I'm saying, I'll be streaming from time to time. So y'all hop in here, man. Throw some peanuts at my foot. You know what I mean? Throw some change at me. You know, I might do something strange. But anyway, talking about Shedeur Sanders in this situation, I want to talk about this because he did file for bankruptcy. We talked about this summer leading up into the season. Okay. And the situation, and we can go deeper into it, but I'm assuming there's going to be an actual, there should be a follow on it. But to tell you the skinny, the long, and the short of it, those are oxymorons. Shiloh was dealing with the issue with the resource officer. So he was trying to leave a school. You know, he was a bit of a hothead as a kid, apparently, blah, blah, blah. So leaving the resource officer, he basically pushes past the resource officer trying to get through. You remember when you was in high school, the double doors, it was doors, and then more doors, between an entrance. It was one of those things. So he pushed him through a door and another door and walked through and went to somebody else's thing. The resource officer, this grown man, slipped and fell on a banana peel and was it was squirming and doing all this other craziness, and then ended up getting a lawyer and pressing charges against this 16-year-old, saying that, irreparable damages had been done, and that had came back, when Shiloh was, almost 26. How old is Shiloh? 25 years old. So this thing that he's even tweeting is kind of weird, because when you look into it, it's there's clearly just a cash grab. They know he's a Sanders name. He pushed him over. I'm about to get this bread, because they know that he had it, and that's why Shiloh went ahead and did the bankruptcy thing. So I don't know. I just think that's nasty to do. But again, we know what AB is doing. He's trying to get his clicks. He's trying to do what he do. He's confusing his new white audience, though. He did acquire a new white audience. AB did, because AB's shtick is he just kind of takes on black people or whatever. It's that's his thing, whatever. But now with this, he just, they can't understand his words. You know what I'm saying? They're starting to call him all sorts of wonderful names. But anyway, that's it with AB. I hope I don't have to make another video about this, because he's kind of off his rocker. Maybe I'll make a next video and he's saying positive things. Who knows, man? But hey, if you like this video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. Subscribe if you enjoy college football content, football drama. I'll be yapping, dog. It's off season. What else we want to talk about? Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Keep being great, because you know you're great. We'll see you next time. Peace. All right. Show us how you set the obsidian thing up. Oh, the obsidian thing up. Guys, let me, since y'all are here, this is it. Obsidian, you ain't gotta set nothing up. It's just obsidian. While I'm in between videos, I can show y'all, because y'all do be asking me a lot. Obsidian, boom. I am not a, what's it called? Boom, right here. I'm not a gatekeeper, son. And I'll even go one more for you. I'll go one more for you. The thing that I use specifically, the type of thing I use, because you see this is the most unorganized thing ever. The thing I use is canvases. So you can do canvases, you can do notes, you can do all types of stuff. And if you're fresher than me, because I'm not that fresh, you can hit you know what I'm saying? You can hit one of those. Oh, it went away. But you can hit flow charts and you know what I'm saying? And then you can bow, do stuff like that, and have cards and have text and stuff like that. So Obsidian, literally just download it. That's it. It ain't nothing. That is it, guys. Let me get this back, and we can do our next video. I hope that makes sense. I mean, there's not really much to make sense of there. All right, boom. Obsidian thing is done. We did AB versus Deion. We did Deion. Jalen Milroe. Yeah. It's Jalen Milroe time, man. It is Jalen Milroe time. I don't think I'm going to do that Jimmy Horn video until they actually come to minicamp. And Jalen Milroe is actually in minicamp. So after this, we're going to read some of y'all's comments. Just go through some of the videos. See how y'all feel about some stuff. It'll be a good time. All right. Bet. Anybody else got anything to say before I start recording again? 50 viewers in here. Appreciate all 50 of y'all hanging out. with me. I'm gonna try to stream some more, maybe some more often. Y'all let me know if there's something you want to see. Of course, college football 25, I can play that. 26 is coming out, but also yapping while I'm live, I think is kind of where I'm trying to get done here too. So just holler at me. All right, Jalen Milroe. Here we go. If you asked me at the beginning of the season, Jalen Milroe was my Heisman favorite. Yeah, I know that doesn't really make sense after they lost to Oklahoma, but that's not important. What's important is this was somebody that I saw in the previous year, the 2023 year, go against Texas and show absolute dangerous ability with his arm. A lot of people were talking about his running, and I can gush about his running. Pause. I feel like I need to pause that. And we're going to go deeper into his running. But whoa. Oh, my goodness. Whoa. And people are trying to say they're going to smoke me in NCAA. I'm actually kind of trash. But give me 2 plays, and I'll make it happen, man. We'll set it up. We'll set it up, Ferg. Don't worry. I got you, pal. I got you. I'm going to get in my bag. I'll watch a few YouTube videos. Jalen Milroe was my Heisman favorite in 2024. Now, that doesn't really sound good, obviously, after he lost to Oklahoma, but what's more important is that he's an explosive talent and someone who, as a Texas fan, even though we beat him, even though we handled business the last time we played him, you feel me? I hate Bryce Young, by the way. Even though we did beat the Jalen Milroe-led Crimson Tide, I came away knowing that he had some electricity in his right arm and electricity in both of those legs because, my God, the kid can run. He can zoom around corners, but it's also with a bit of power, right? There's some people who can run, and people like to compare him to Lamar Jackson. I think that's just wrong. I think it's wrong for Lamar Jackson, and I think it's wrong for the way Jalen Milroe runs. Jalen Milroe, while he has elite speed, and Nick Saban has been quoted multiple times saying that he's the fastest man on an Alabama Crimson Tide team. That's something crazy. That's crazy. DBs and everything. So he's an absolute enigma of a player, and I think his straight line speed needs to be exemplified. But Lamar Jackson was sudden and explosive, and he was a magician in the middle of the field. While I'm not saying that Jalen Milroe can't do that. That's just not his bag. That's not his game. He is north and south, real deal, like vertical running. The way that he presses, and at least that I liked the way that when he runs the ball, he looks to get downhill. Lamar Jackson looks to get yards and to protect himself. Jalen Milroe ain't really concerned about protecting himself because he's a tank, dog. He's built well, and he knows how to use it. The lower body's great. The upper body might be scarier, and the vision is elite when he has the ball in his hands. I'm afraid when Jalen Milroe goes on those sweeps, he goes on those quarterback counters, right? I think the offensive coordinator, instead of benching him after the first 3 games, what was that, last year or the year before, decided to actually embrace his running abilities and say, we have the fastest man on the field, we have an extra blocker, and now we can completely destroy a lot of these SEC defenses. And that's what you saw for a lot of the games, right? But you also saw a bit of one-dimensionalness, lack of dimensionals. He only had one of them. He was playing checkers, not chess. You know what I'm saying? As phenomenal as he is, and he runs like a gazelle, like a deer chasing the gazelle down a gosh darn rabbit's throat or whatever. That don't sound right. Anyway, regardless, the throwing of the football was an issue, not really far distances. I mean, again, like I said, he's got a trebuchet attached to his right arm, but the decision making, the intermediate, pressing the middle part of the field, it just didn't seem like he had it. Even when you go back and watch the Georgia game, the Ryan Williams, and I got Georgia fans in here, so brace yourselves. Even when you go watch that, those amazing Ryan Williams catches was him just throwing up prayers to a 17-year-old, and he was making acrobatic catches. So what I'm trying to say is that the polish needs to be there. But Jalen Milroe knows that. Jalen Milroe is apparently embracing that. So at the Seahawks rookie minicamp, he's going to talk about him experiencing with VR, and we're going to see him throw a little bit here too. Needless to say, even though he plays for Alabama, even though we played against them, I really like Jalen Milroe. Not just the player, but I like him as a kid, and he's from Houston, or at least he played in Texas. I believe he's a Houston guy. I really believe that he was undervalued in certain ways, and I hate to see the way the season ended for Alabama last year, because I really felt like, y'all should have beat Oklahoma, because Oklahoma does not need any reason or any reason to think they belong in the SEC. But regardless, let's get into it. So The Seahawks are already tweeting out the guy, man. You feel me? He's out there looking good, making the 6 look smooth. Now he do be throwing ducks, dog. He just be throwing absolute ducks. He can throw the ball. Like I think he can throw the ball Joe Milton level of distance, but it's not gonna be Joe Milton level of Joe Milton level of velocity. You feel me? Here he is there. You know what I'm saying? Get into some, but I mean it's smooth though. The release is nice. Obviously he had the whole hand thing and the hand issue, right? I mean, I think it looks like it's coming out nice, man. He looks decently comfortable, and I think hey man, y'all better watch out. Y'all better watch out for Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe, huh? This is so weird seeing him in the Seahawks thing, man. And I do want to talk about what it means for Jalen Milroe to be drafted by the Seahawks after this, but I want to get more so into him speaking on that VR technology and kind of what he's doing to embrace and take the next level and steps to better himself.
Jalen, the Senior Bowl was a ways away, and then you had the Combine after that. You've obviously been working with Jordan Palmer. Was there stuff that you were working on during the Senior Bowl and your throwing motion that maybe you're further along with now than you were then?
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest thing is everything works from the ground up at a quarterback position. Understanding the lower half mechanics of how I operate. Every quarterback is different. And so doing a deep understanding of how my body functions at the quarterback position with throwing a ball. And so understanding how to distribute my body when it comes to the lower half mechanics and things like that. And it's been a focus for us. And so with that, it's all about being an efficient passer. And so the more you work, the more you understand your body, you're going to be more of an efficient passer. So that's something that we work on and continue to work on so I can be the best quarterback I can be.
Jaden Daniels last year talked about how he started using a virtual reality headset and doing it at a faster speed to help work on progressions and timing. That's something you've talked about maybe working on. Have you used any of that technology or tried it out?
So it's funny you just mentioned that because me and my new head coach, we talked about, doing that. And so from now to game one, I'm going to utilize that.
So let's go deeper into that and kind of what that means.
You had a chance to watch Jalen at the Senior Bowl, and he's told us how he's been working with his mechanics stuff with his quarterback coach. These first 2 days here, how have you seen any progression in what he looks like in that regard compared to what you saw in Mobile?
Well, one thing that you don't have a feel for Jalen, watching tape or even watching him in practice is just like the spirit he has from play to play. He's got great energy, great competitive energy about trying to get it right. Great command of the huddle. Really takes pride in the operation. And then all these fundamental things that we're going to be building on from the ground up. He's just got a great attitude about it. The coaches are doing a great job coaching him every play, and it goes for all our guys, but him especially. So, if you have that attitude, especially at the quarterback position, everybody else tends to fall in line. And in that regard, it was really, really fun to be around. Sure.
Can you clarify, there was a conversation after the draft about Jalen and comparing him to Taysom Hill, and you said, he's just a quarterback. He's a quarterback trained with quarterback. Does that mean, that would preclude you guys from using him in special packages for specific scenarios, red zone, short yardage?
Yeah, I'd love to clarify it. Look, I think what I was trying to say at the time was we respect the heck out of Taysom Hill. We've gone against him several times, and he's a gigantic pain in the butt and a great player in his own regard. But I think you have to go into these things. These are independent players with their own skill sets and own abilities, and we drafted Jalen to play exclusively quarterback. I think what makes Taysom such a great weapon is that you have to account for him as a tight end and a fullback body when he's not playing quarterback, where we're not going to be using Jalen in that matter. So when he's in there, he's going to be playing quarterback for us. But I think the way that we want to operate with Jalen is if and when he earns opportunities to be on the field, we'll do the things that he does really well. Same as when Sam's taking snaps for us, we're building it around his skill set and the things that he does. And if you're not doing that as an organization and a football team, I think you're doing it the wrong way. So,
and that's pretty vague, right? That's super vague. But I get his drift, right? I think there's no need to try to force Jalen Milroe. And I believe it is Sam Howell that's out there under center also for the Seahawks. When you have someone like that who is somehow is a bit of an athlete, he can wiggle. He's no super duper runner or anything, but he can run enough to be mobile enough in the pocket. But he's definitely a pocket passer. Known for a big arm, right? And I think those two similarities is something that you can kind of lean on, right? If you want Jalen Milroe to come in, maybe you do some of those max protect, deep play action stuff where, hey, you're just gonna take that shot and still be able to maximize his positives. But at the same time, I don't think you should rush into completely changing the offense to suit Jalen Milroe, which I think a lot of people are assuming that you're going to have to do. But in that same instance, right, the fact that Jalen Milroe isn't just accepting that, and I think that's great. I think yes, you love to see that in the world of misunderstood, right? And this is not a comparison to Shedeur. This is it's kind of a comparison to Shedeur, but not in a negative way. It's simply just the way people perceive people, right? I think Jalen Milroe is perceived a lot more humble and XYZ, even though he was like literally demanding Heisman's like after Alabama barely had a successful season. But you know what I'm saying, and Texas beat him that year. I'm just saying, dog. So but the way he's perceived is different. And I want to go into the story. I was literally looking for it while we were watching it. I swear I saw it. Please, if this is wrong, take it with a grain of salt, because I like to have facts. I like to have the video here. I can't find the video. I thought I had it, but I can't. But basically, it was a story from Todd McShay, the same person. I don't know why I couldn't find it, and it was either Todd McShay or someone like that. Now that I don't even want to put on Todd McShay, but regardless, the story is very very Jalen Milroe of him, and it was that when he got into his interviews, the way he kind of attacked it was like, hey, these are the things that I'm bad at. Like, I'm bad at this. Like almost like how much time you got, right? Like, hey, whatever you say, Jalen Milroe, what are you bad at? Okay, boom, well, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. Like, I'm going to be an unfinished product that wants to continue to take the next step. So here he is at the Senior Bowl, and kind of speaking on some of the progression. He was saying the best thing I could have done for my progression is getting an introduction around
the best thing that I could have done as far as my progress is to get an introduction to being around the best of the best around the country, whether it's coaching staff, whether it's players, just the opportunity. So I just want to thank Jim Nagy for that great opportunity to be here for the Senior Bowl. It's an opportunity I'll never forget about. So I'm just thankful to be here, thankful for the opportunity, and it's all about seasoning it as well.
Absolutely, and again, that's just the type of dude Jalen Milroe is. He's going to continue to kind of keep that, I wouldn't even say chip on shoulder, but there is a nice level of humility there, and a level of kind of wanting to get after it. And I think that, and again, here's that wanting to get after it. You know what I'm saying? This is what he said to the teams that passed on him, right? You know what I'm saying? And remember, he went to the draft. That was crazy. I don't know who told him to show up to the draft. Yeah, that was not a good idea, because I could have told you he wasn't going to the first round, big dog. But yeah, let's get into some of the bag work here for Jalen Milroe, just to kind of close out the situation, and then I'll kind of yap about the potential and what he's seen. And again, when you're looking at Jalen Milroe throw the ball, what you're going to see is, again, that thing comes out, man. That thing's coming out. And that is, I believe, Mr. Josh Beck out of TCU. Here he is on some running back drills. Great placement there. I mean, he's putting it, and he's got some good zip too. Like, it might not always look the prettiest, but he's got some zip on the ball. I mean, he dropping him in the buckets. Again, the deep ball is his. That's the butter right there for him. That's the butter right there for him. Oh, getting a little nasty. Steps up. That's a sack. Ew, that's a pick. You don't like to see that, but then again, you probably just want to take the sack on that, big dog. Probably just want to take the sack. We see the now New York Giant Jackson Dart in there. He's looking left. He's going right. Oh no! I remember when this came out. People was kind of going crazy. And I hope no quarterbacks are in here, because I'm a fake quarterback guru. But I like to look at the feet when stuff like that happens, but we can't see his feet, because I don't know how you throw that thing like into the dirt. That's a little tough. Let's see this one here. Is that Harold Fannin out there? Oh, I mean, that's a tough throw. That's a tough throw. All right, you ain't going. You know what I'm saying? And the receivers, come on, dog. Like, the receiver slowed up. The receiver was doing this, and he's like, "Oh, wait a minute, nah, dog. I ain't putting that on Jalen Milroe either, dog." We can't catch that one. Ass. Okay, I don't know who he threw that one to. Though. I gotta be honest with you, man. Ooh, that was close. He gave his receiver a chance there. Oh well, that one was not good. I think that's Arian Smith. I think he went 5th round, 4th round. I forgot. I think we were 5th round, 4th round. And then finally, let's see some throws at the pro day as well, and then we'll close it out. Boom. Saw intermediate right there. Out there. Patting balls. Is that Ryan Williams? I think Ryan Williams did actually help in the pro day. Shout out to him. How dope is it to be a rookie? I know he's a freshman, but I call them rookies. Did they just replay that again? Don't. Let's see you rip it though. Let's see you rip it, huh? Hey, that's good. I like. Yeah, that is Ryan Williams. I like to see the. And this is something that, hey, scouts are better than me, so maybe they know better than me. Something I want to pay attention to is like what these quarterbacks intended on showing when they got to their pro day compared to, because we got to see Jalen at the Senior Bowl, right? We got to see, positive or negative. We got to see him throw, and however people want to take that. So to go from there to then see him throw at the pro day, it was interesting to see. Okay, well. There's where the zip's at. Okay, boom. There's a tight spiral. Okay, cool. Like it's cool to see them getting that bag. I hate to bring it back on the Shedeur, but again, we because we made so many videos on it. With him, obviously, big arm. Okay, boom. He does some big throws. He does a few things, but then focuses on intermediate stuff. With Jalen Milroe, I feel like he's doing a good job at showing that everybody knows you can throw it deep. Can you keep things in rhythm? Can you just get through those progressions? Can you just keep putting the ball down the field and stay positive? So then on 2nd and 5s and 2nd and 3s or in these advantageous downs, I'm gonna just let you run a read option, or I'm gonna just let you run a quarterback power, or whatever the offense becomes. But at the end of the day, if you can't be one dimensional and hope that you're gonna be able to make it anywhere in the NFL. And if I could, I want to say something just as we watch these throws, because he's going to continue to throw. That brought up a really good point that I think that I've been kind of wrestling with when it comes to the NFL. NFL is a little different, right? The NFL is not. Oh, wow, that's interesting. He didn't even run around. He ran a comeback for him. My man Ryan Williams and the Grinches. That's nice. And it's this idea that it's always the passing game, and then we look up specifically for the NFL. We look up in the playoffs and the Super Bowl. Nice catch there by Ryan Williams. And it's a bunch of teams that are able to control the game with the run game, right? So I think that notion it needs to be had with context. I think the actual notion that needs to be said, especially on this modern day, where I don't think the running game has been any more important now that people want to do everything through the pass game, and these offensive coordinators, young and old, are trying to make their killing off of putting as many athletes in space as possible. If you can run the ball and control the clock, it's even more important. But I will say the NFL, this is NFL specific. This is not a football thing. If you can't throw the ball, is more specifically on 3rd downs, right? If you can't get 1st downs throwing the ball, you cannot win in the National Football League. It's not that the passing game is everything. Is that when you need 4 to whatever yards, if you can't convert a 3rd and long, dog, you're not gonna stay alive. I talk a lot about this in season, and now we're kind of getting off into the weeds. And after we get into the weeds, only reason I'm talking about that is because Jalen Milroe is that's why I was talking about 2nd and 5s and different things like that, because Jalen Milroe is somebody who gives you an X factor on those different downs, and he gives you a lot and gives a lot of offensive coordinators a lot of value in different ways. But all of that means nothing if he can't convert a 3rd and 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't have a quarterback that throws footballs in an obvious passing down, and just pray to God that something's going to happen. Pray to God that he's going to scramble for 7 yards every single time, that he's going to be able to figure something out. He's going to have to throw in the middle of the field. He's going to have to make a throw. He's going to have to go through some reads. He's going to have to make a quick, even if it's a half field read, you're going to have to get through it for a 3rd and 7. And I think that's really where it comes down. It's not that these players aren't great. It's not that having these packages, having the quarterback package isn't advantageous. It's like, dog, we're talking about NFL players. These are 300-pound linemen, and linebackers are all run 4.44 3s. Like this is the margins of errors. The fact that Taysom Hill is still doing what he's doing, the BYU quarterback, tight end, fullback, is still doing what he's doing, is remarkable. And I think that needs to be like really attested to. Like Taysom Hill does a lot of things great. He's not just a jack of all trades. He does a lot of things great, and that's why it looks mid, doing everything, because it's the National Football League, right? But I say all that to say, I'm really hoping that Jalen Milroe gets a chance. I'm hoping that they take their time. I'm hoping that year 2, year 3. The same offensive coordinator, or is it the head coach or offensive coordinator, used to work with the Ravens, obviously, and built, kind of the modern Lamar Jackson offense and did some of the things there. So I think that's interesting that he's just like, hey, I just want the same build. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna have that in his back pocket. We'll see if he just kind of leans on old tricks coming into this year. And then maybe you have a different look Seahawks offense that hit some quarterback sneaks. I want to see an NFL team run a quarterback counter. That's the coolest play of all time, I think. But that's it for the Jalen Milroe situation. I think he's got a bright future. I wish the best for him. I think he's explosive. I think he had more expectations that he could have lived up to, so I'm happy to see that. If there's any other quarterbacks that you want to see or talk about, let me know down below in the comments. Any other players that recently got drafted from college teams that you want to talk about during the offseason, let me know down below. Like the video if you like it. Dislike it if you don't like it. Subscribe if you enjoy college football content, every other else type of content, man. I really appreciate y'all watching these videos. We'll see you next time. Keep being great, because y'all are great. Peace. All right. Stream. Y'all still there? My man Ferg is on me. King says, and people don't like it. And then Milroe fixes accuracy. He'll be Lamar Action Jackson 2.0. Imagine an offensive package with 2 quarterbacks in the backfield. You talking about the old RG3 and Lamar? That was some good stuff, man. That was some good stuff. All right, last video that we're gonna record is gonna be a little different because see what Cam Scatterboo. Oh yeah, Cam Scatterboo. We might have to do a Cam Scatterboo whenever they officially start. When they do their mini camp. What's it called? That's not Giants, is it? He's not Giants, is he? Where is he? He's in the Giants, right? That's gonna be dope. All right, so this one we're just gonna read some comments. That's all we're gonna do. Pretty easy stuff here, guys. Pretty easy stuff here. It's pretty easy. Sorry, I'm looking for the. Oh, here it is. Boom, found it. Hey, all right. So we should have comments. Usually I can like sort through the comments. I don't know why. Can I not do that anymore? Used to be able to like sort through the comments. Okay. Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be dope. That'll be dope. Whenever we'll cover them too, Cam Scatterboo, whenever we get this. I'm just trying to find the comments. Where's the usually you can like search through the comments. It's not telling me. I might have to go per video then. Okay, 1 second. Gosh darn it. All right, let me grab some of these bigger videos. This one for sure, because you know what I'm saying, people was not happy with this video. Who's gonna come? People was not happy with this one. It's the Quinn video. It's for all my Quinn lovers. Shout out to all my Quinn people. Who's it? What's it? I need your love. Boom. Let's go with this one, because this one was also pretty big, and this one was pretty big. All right, cool. So we'll just do these 3. We're gonna read some comments, answer some comments.
Yeah, it's easy meeting with people because I'm gonna just be myself. So it's
It's easy to meet with people.
If you don't go number one.
And then can you take me higher? All right. With a blaze. All right, dope. This is the one with, okay, cool. Boom. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to read some comments. Now, does anyone have any comments before I start reading comments? Let me know. Not? Okay, cool. Let's get into it. The Shedeur Sanders conversation has produced a lot of things. It's produced a lot of questions on my channel and a lot of comments on my channel. Sadly, I am just one man. I don't have a team with me, so I can't get to all of these. So what I want to do is some of my biggest videos over the last few days. This was the Brown Star respond to Shedeur Sanders draft slide, NFL Legends, the Tom Brady video, which some of y'all was cooking me in there. Some of y'all was being mean to me, so we'll answer. And then, of course, Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland. What we're going to do is read some of the comments, answer some questions if we can, and just kind of pop through because there's always going to be stuff that we miss. And I really just appreciate y'all and appreciate the support. There's been, again, I don't know if y'all can tell, but it's been cooking, right? And y'all been watching, and it's not because of me. It's because y'all are interested. Y'all are interested in this phenomenal story with Shedeur, and I'm going to continue to provide that story there. And I want to start providing a community there. And you don't get a community unless I talk to you. So let me talk to you, man. So let's go ahead and start reading some of these comments. We're going to start with the top ones. Some of the ones I've actually already technically answered or looked at. But again, we're going to have the dialogue because some of y'all asked the same question. So Mr. Jew, what's that say? Was it said, I don't know. It's a bunch of letters and 5 words. And he said, he made the draft numbers go up for days. That is a fact. If you don't know, it was a 40% increase, I believe, for day 2 and 3, and then an overall 20% increase for the last year. It was the biggest draft day since 2020 when everybody was locked in. So it was undoubted that he really brought in the numbers. This is Ricochet. Yo, these names is crazy. Ricochet. Ricochet, because there's 2 T's. V8638 says, this is a really good kid. No drugs, no alcohol, no arrest, no drama. Just a kid that keeps God first, loves his dad, promotes his brand. If you hate him, then you have a problem with you because he's living his best life, and that he definitely is. I might have some what's it called? I might have some highlights over this while I talk about it. We'll see. We got Browns. This is BTB997. Brown should be lucky that people will actually want to go to their games now, thanks to Shedeur. Hey, man, that's what people are saying. The Buffs have 13 players signed to the NFL deadline this year, 2025. That includes drafts and undrafted free agents they are producing. And we've had this conversation. Funnily enough, we had this conversation a lot more before the draft, because when the draft happened, obviously the conversation kind of shifted to, who and what is not, or when they didn't get drafted or whatever. But yeah, you're talking about a Colorado program that, again, was 1-11 before. And I know y'all heard that 1,000 times, 1-11, 4-8, 9-4. But more importantly, being able to now produce NFL talent, what does that do for the other people who are trying to take Colorado serious? It's hard to take Colorado serious the first year Deion'S there. You just have to believe in Deion. Second year, you just believe in Deion. You believe some outsource. This third year, well, now you got a bunch of reasons. You got Heisman winner. You got multiple draft players, most receivers sent in the draft. So if you're a receiver, I don't know if you're talking about wide receiver if you're not talking about sending the most amount of wide receivers in the draft in a year. So, and I've told y'all this. I told y'all this in the transfer portal. Everything is the transfer portal. Everything is marketing when it comes to these colleges and wanting to get the most out of stuff. So, what's it called? The marketing side of Shedeur, he is going to get money. I mean, I don't know if you could have said it any better. I don't know if you were allowed to say it any better. He has the most star power out of anyone drafted. Those jerseys will fly off the shelves, and they are, as he is the number one. This comment was 5 days ago. So as of right now, he is the number one selling rookie jersey currently. I really started watching football here and there because of Deion'S Sanders at Jackson State. I became a fan of the Buffs and really was watching entire games because of their whole squad. And now I'll be watching NFL games because of them and their love of God, their personalities, and talent. They made football fun to watch for me personally. That's just a nice little that comment just makes me feel good on the inside. I want his jersey. Time to put some sneakers, jewelry, and other paraphernalia out with the number 144 on the side. Hey, people are, and I think that is the because I'm not someone who's going to be just say, oh, it's just a collusion, it's just whatever. I think some of that has to play. There's a little bit of everything, right? There's a little bit of everything sprinkled into the situations like this. But what I will say is positively or negatively, what has been created as a result of this is not a martyr. I think a martyr is a bit of a strong word, but ineffective. You know what I'm saying? In effect, a bit of a martyr when it comes to the way people look at Shedeur, right? Because now they're looking at Shedeur as, you know, someone who's been, you know, done wrong, right? Someone who what's it called? Lack of a better word, you know, deserved better and deserved something higher in a higher level of stuff. You feel me? So I think that what that creates in turn is somebody or something rather, right, that people can really get behind, even if they didn't even like football, right? Even if they didn't even know what was going on. So Cleveland woke Sunday morning with a lot of new fans. That is so interesting when you really think about it. Like, I know because it's only been like a week, but when you really sit down and think about it, like the last time people had a reason to really like cheer for the Browns was Johnny Manziel. Am I tripping? And I know they've had good teams. Look, I know Nick Chubb, one of the best running backs in the league when he was healthy. Garrett, one of the best defensive players in the league for the past years, even though he's a dang Aggie. And Cleveland Browns have produced some really good defensive units over the past decade, I would have to say, right? But when's the last time someone could really get going? Peyton Hillis. Shout out to Peyton Hillis. Yeah, I think it was Johnny Manziel. So I think that's a crazy, crazy thing. Thank you, Cleveland. Let's go. Excellent commentary. Oh, well, thank you so much. Dude, you shucking and jiving around the real issue. That young man do anything to slide like that, period. I'm shucking and jiving. Shucking and jiving. Wow. I got to respond to this one. Shucking and jiving is great. This is hilarious, because this is pretty hilarious, Doug. Shucking and what is it called? Shucking and what? Jiving. Jiving. I can't spell, son. But that's funny. I love if you're gonna cook me, by the way, for the future commenter watching this video, if you make it funny, like there's just nothing I can do. You could be wrong. If it's funny, dog, you got it. Like you win. Like that's how you win. Cleveland needs Shedeur as much as he needs them. NFL full of that poop. Players get signed after doing criminal activities, but Shedeur's confidence is a major issue all of a sudden. Hey, I mean, we talked about it. Great presentation. Now a Browns fan. Wow, see, you're creating Browns fan. Following Shedeur last 4 years. Love football. Mississippi State Bulldogs. SEC. Wow. Well, I mean, if you're a Mississippi State fan, you ain't got a lot to cheer on. I'm sorry about it. They love that confidence when it was Phillip Rivers and Dusty Baker. This is a great podcast, sir. I predict exponential growth. Oh, I didn't know it was a podcast. Must be the money. That's why they're hating. All right, next video. Let's get into it, because this is the one where y'all was cooking me. Y'all was doing it to me in this one. Pause. Y'all was really, you feel me? Y'all was really making me feel a certain type of way in this one. So let's get to it. First of all, Emperor Splendor says, unpopular opinion, I think it's best Tom didn't step in. Now, this is concerning the Tom Brady video. My man said he watched the Browns when Deshaun and Jameis played. Okay, so he knows what's up. Shout out to you. But yeah, I want to speak on this because I actually responded to this comment. I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this idea, right? I think more so my video was more so concerned of the idea of if it didn't happen, right? In the process of what needed to happen next, right? I didn't want it to get so hung up on whether he did or didn't, or whether he needed to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think you made a good point. So Copio says, anybody who actually watched Shedeur games know that he already makes off balance and side arm throws on the regular. Now, there is something weird that happens with YouTube comments. Guys, I don't know why y'all do this, but sometimes y'all get stuck on like the most random things in the video. This is about lies about Tom Brady and people misrepresenting Shedeur, and I made a small comment about, hey, in the modern league, a lot of I was just trying to justify why people look at Shedeur Sanders as more of a polished quarterback, right? Who is straight up and down polished pocket quarterback, as opposed to a Caleb Williams or a Cam Ward who might do things that is technically not technically sound, which is a crazy thing to say. But technically, that's not what you're supposed to do. Side arming and all these weird angles and off balance. Like, you're not supposed to throw like that, but they can do that. I wasn't saying that Shedeur couldn't do it, but what I was saying was that Shedeur's bread is buttered on ensuring and doing what it does best, and that's staying polished, right? Having good timing and just really delivering the ball when it needs to be. You feel me? Yeah, it's hard to keep people on topic. It's amazing to me that being an old school pocket quarterback is a negative now. History shows that a savvy pocket quarterback style wins championship. I think that's a good point. The biggest liar of this is Mark Davis. This is 58 Wheeler. When Shedeur and Shiloh visited the Raiders, he made the statement he was interested in them. No one was talking about that. You can't actually. I don't think you should put too much. Like, again, I said that as soon as the season ends, dog, like, everything's a lie. Like, nothing's gonna be truthful from these teams and how they present stuff. He's actually signed to Tom Brady's brand too. I didn't know that. Everyone is talking about Shedeur, but it's clear both sons were blackballed. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Sound a full clip of Shiloh and AB. We already talked about that actually in this one. Tom Brady made mention of the fact previously that Shedeur needed to spend more time in the film. Did he? That was an out of context clip. Tom was joking. But that's what I'm saying. Like, people, and it's like I can't just try to correct all the idiots out there. Let's mind our business, be positive. I don't know what he's talking about. If one of the biggest knocks on him is that he holds on the ball too long, any NFL coach knows that leads to injury. There are 6 guys on any team that is paid millions. So what is it? Sometimes y'all be yapping too. Lil Gilmote says Warren Moon didn't say anything against Shedeur. We did watch that Shedeur video. Tom isn't going to be given handouts, apparently. Stop. Post a full video. Okay, well, we already did that. He was number 2 quarterback in college football behind Cam Ward. Most of us know this. With at least 4 teams needing a quarterback, there's no way he should have been available beyond the second round. That's another conversation. A lot of people, even when we go in retrospect, people are like, hey, man, even in the worst case scenario, people had Shedeur Sanders as a second round, third round quarterback. So it's weird that we did get to the 4th round. Live comments, because I'm reading comments. Richie says people look at the last name Sanders and get upset. Shedeur or Shiloh doesn't have a 4.3 speed. Yeah, that's always a weird comparison. That's always a weird comparison. Now, I did in this video, because I'm about to read this video from Sarah Poise 6734. I did call for nepotism. It was a joke. I wasn't trying to take it that deep. But he says nepotism is why ESPN had Sanders top 3, round 4 or 5. I'd be looking for a quarterback that's raw. Sanders is about where he's going to be. I don't know about that. I think Skip is correct. They clearly didn't believe in a rookie quarterback and wanted to roll with a vet. If not, they wouldn't have went after Geno in the first place. I think that's a good point. That's a good point. Tom Brady doesn't have any actual say in who gets drafted in Vegas. He's a super minority stake owner. How about we wait until the season starts to see if Shedeur Sanders makes the team, how he does to perform in the NFL. I guess we'll do that. He's a polished quarterback product. The NFL people misjudged him. Only time will tell. People keep saying that it doesn't matter what round Shedeur was drafted in. However, it costs him millions of dollars too, so it does matter. I understand that it doesn't complete his NFL career story. However, in the first chapter, the owner's collusion cost him millions of dollars. About this conversation, and here's my thing. I don't want to just keep saying this because I feel kind of like, because there can be more to it, right? You know what I'm saying? It can be bigger than just what I'm about to say. What I'm about to say is that, look, Shedeur Sanders got money, and Deion Sanders had money before this, so they're okay. But not to just end it there, right? I think it does need to be talked about that can't just be we can just take money out of his pocket because he's rich. Like, no, I also don't like that too, right? So is he going to be okay? Yes. But at the same time, was that Mr. Who is this? Hank Johnson, right? Mr. Hank Johnson. While it might matter or might not matter, while it might not matter for the play, I do think, to your point, it does matter with the statement and what's happening there. So, did you say the arm of Matt Ryan? Ryan, bruh, did you watch my Falcons play? He consistently underthrew Julio. Maybe you mean early Matt, who would underthrow Roddy White. Okay, so I live in the Atlanta area. The Matty Ice disrespect will not be tolerated. I am not a Falcons fan, but I'm a Matty Ice guy, okay? And we ain't doing that around here. But this is a funny comment. This is an underrated comment. This needs to be the top comment. He said, "Did you say the arm of Matt Ryan?" I forgot. I was talking about I think like some of the best, like that, like Shedeur at his best, if he can get a Matt Ryan arm and take that next step, I think what's it called? Things would be great. But regardless, he said, did you say that arm of Matt Ryan? Bruh, did you watch my Falcons play? He consistently underthrew Julio. Maybe you mean early Matt, who would underthrow Roddy White at times. That's funny, dog. That's funny. Caleb Williams threw more interceptions in college than Brett Favre in his worst season. Caleb Williams is not a franchise quarterback. That's what the people are saying. Sorry, bro. Sanders is fine with my Browns. Watson won't be on the team next season, and they didn't pick up the 5th year's option. Flacco is one and done, so no worries there, even if we draft a quarterback next season. Subscribe to the quality of work you present. I thought y'all was going to be cooking me a lot more in these comments. These aren't as mean. Someone's got to show me some mean comments, because I thought y'all was being meaner in these comments. Of all people, Tom Brady knows what it takes to win Super Bowls. Maybe Tom didn't see the type of drive in Shedeur. Okay. When the owners are trying to humble the Sanders, Brady doesn't have any pull. They want to let them know what we Mannings do. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna do a little. We're gonna do this. Contains question. Let's get some questions. How about we wait, bro? What system program are you using? It's Obsidian. God dang it! It's really unfortunate that the young man is going through, but this situation is a great barometer to see how people in your real life really feel about racial. Whoa. Okay, maybe maybe we did that. Maybe it's too deep. Let's go into this video. Let's this video right here. Phrases. Yeah, let's go top comments. All right, cool. So let's read some of these. It got a little crazy here. This is the last video that we're going to talk about, and then we're going to close out this particular video. It says, my boy said, thank you for the opportunity. Real deal, humble stuff. What? Can you close, please? Thank you. Class act. NFL thought the Sanders was going to react negatively, but lol, their family unit in response was priceless. Kudos to the Sanders. This is how praying godly family reacts to evil agendas. Keep Shedeur, which is, it's not how you spell it, in our prayers, because the greetings from the Browns was super dry and unwelcoming. Now, I will say, to put out, like I said, I like to be neutral, as somebody in my comments pointed out. That whole, dry response to the thing. One, I guess they were dry to like all of the picks. It was whatever. And two, it wasn't like it's not synced up. So like the time the pick was coming in, you weren't actually seeing their reaction. That's just not how it works. One of the most accurate and stronger arms in the rookie class. The film don't lie. That's what the people are saying, man. That's what the people are saying. I think he has handled himself in this so well. It's actually impressive. He is humbled. He is ready to work. He is connecting with the community and is showing true grace in working for it. Far different than what I ever thought of him previously. Good job, young man. I am rooting for you, and will enjoy your career. Work hard and go get it. This is inspiring. And those comments were, can I actually read these? That first one was at Clear. Next one was Higher Thankful. That other one was Chakita Charlton 312, which is one of the most accurate arms. And then that last one we read about somebody becoming a Shedeur fan was from Mr. Studio Stop, whatever. Anyway, this is where we're going to end it now. I think I've read enough comments for today. I just wanted to experiment with this, try it out. If y'all like it, you don't like it, comment down below if you want me to read this comment on this comment video. But y'all have plenty of strong opinions on Shedeur. plenty more comments to get into. So I want to make sure I find a way to respond to y'all. Really cannot thank y'all enough for the support on these videos. Like it if you like it, dislike if you don't like it. Subscribe if you enjoy college football content, Shedeur content, Deion content. We yap around here about foosball. So keep being great. I know you know you're great. So keep it up, man. We'll see you next time. Peace. All right. I feel like Shiloh would have 4-4 speed if he didn't blow out his knee. Okay. Julio and Roddy made any quarterback look good. I'm a Matty Ice fan too. Shout out to Matty Ice. People talk about a big arm like a quarterback store, a 60-yard pass every play. Yeah, I think velocity is more important than like pure arm strength, quote unquote, even though arm strength has to do with velocity. That's just kind of how I feel. 80% accuracy in a clean pocket is partly what made Shedeur me a Shedeur fan. If correct me if I'm wrong, his accuracy in a clean pocket was either number 2 or number 1 in this draft class, right? I have to pull that stat back up. But what's it called? All right, so I kind of need to take a break. So here's what I can offer you, wonderful 48 people in this chat, because I will be back. I don't want to end the stream. So check this out. I have an exclusive video. I have 2 exclusive videos, actually, that have not been released. One is going to be released, and one I don't think I'm going to release it. And I'm going to put it on while I take a step out. Because I will be gone for like a second. It's gonna be a second now. It's gonna be a second. So here are your 2 options. One, okay. Well, let me give you 2 options first. But or I guess. Well, I guess okay. Oh no, you're saying number 1. Okay, yeah, okay. You're saying number 1. That's what you're. Sorry. You're gonna be confused when you catch up to that. You're gonna be like, why do you say no? All right. So the 2 options, even though I think there's only 2 people, responding right now, is a Deion'S Sanders, what's it called? Car video about Deion'S Sanders cars. You know what? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that one because it makes the most sense. Because I'm not gonna release this video, but I think it's a funny video. Oh, where's the video at? Dang, where's that? Where is that video at? Sorry, guys, I can't find this video. Julio retired, bro. I don't know what Julio got to do. Where is that video at? Did I delete that video? I know it's not that old. Is it that old? It is that old. Oh my God, that is an old video. Wow. No, I didn't have it. As you can see, I didn't have it set up right. All right, so I'm gonna play this video for a second. It's still gonna be me. I'll be yapping.
This right here was my first cup.
Here you go. Y'all enjoy it. I'll be back, guys.
560 SEC. It was 15 extra thousand to cut the top. So this is a convertible top.
Nah, them things is nice, boy. They look purty. They look real purty. Deion'S Sanders is infamous for a lot of different things, and I think the original thing was primetime. This flamboyant character, this confident character who was always shining. You know what I'm saying? So with that shining comes an amazing and elite car collection that he has maintained to this day. And today, in the offseason, man, like I said, if y'all don't know me, I'm a Deion'S Sanders fan. I was watching Deion'S Sanders highlights, sneaking them when I could in middle school. So I'm all about it. I like cars. Little off-season thing. Let's take a peek through his car collection. He recently talked about it on Reach the People Media. They did a great job, great video from them. So I'm adding a little context too. So we've got facts about the cars he's going to talk about, pictures and different things like that. I used to be a photographer. I do a little photography on the side too. So I got a little bit of insight going to some car meets. So let's get right into it. I think it's a fun little off-season situation. If you enjoy these types of videos, man, I like to make my reaction videos like add a little something to them. We ain't just going to sit here and react to it. We're going to add some context to it, man. Like the video if you like it. Dislike if you don't like it. Subscribe if you enjoy it. Let's get right into it. Right?
Then, of course, we got older. Dad gave us a car.
My dad let me use his car, so then we driving to school, everything. We pulling up to school in the old school. We got to show the old school.
Okay.
And, we pulling up to school in the old school, Mercedes, and like you on the way there, you smell like nothing but like gasoline. It's funny, bro.
Ooh.
Here go my old Mustang 5.0. You know what I mean? GT Premium. You know what I mean? We got the Maybach over there. I ain't crank it up in a minute, so I hope it's not dead. Ooh, I'm supposed to take it today. Let me crank it up. Let it run for about 2 hours. Oh, I forgot the car's on.
You want to turn it off?
Didn't you forget the car was on?
No, I knew it was on.
For real?
Yes.
I forgot it was on. I don't think you're gonna be able to open the door.
Shedeur was driving the Maybach in the prime cleats. Sheesh.
Bro, don't let me forget, bro. I love the car.
All right. So Shedeur mentioned one of his first cars was an old school Mercedes. You let him borrow.
First of all, he don't even understand the complexity and the level of vehicle that I had him in. 89 560 SEC. The SEC 560 was the biggest Benz that they featured. The 89 drop top 560 SEC could only be a drop top if you sent it to a factory to get it cut. That was another 15, 20 bands just to get the top cut off to convert into a convertible, because Mercedes didn't make it that way. Now think about that for a minute, I got time. I gave him my first high-level whip. It wasn't my first whip because I had cars when I was in high school, but that was my first high-level whip that I paid for when I was going into the pros. And I blessed him with it. He didn't understand the level. It still only had like 79,000 miles on it. So imagine what it was like, when he was in high school. He didn't understand it. He said that, the car smelled like gas. And he would get out the car smelling like gas, which I don't remember that. I don't recall that because the car was in perfect condition. May needed to be run a little bit, but it was in great condition. He still don't understand the level of that 560 SEC. That was the up-to-date Maybach, I'm telling you.
Yeah. You think we could take a look at it later? You still have it or no?
Yeah, it's in there. It's in there sitting on the kickstand.
Okay.
It's in there ready.
Perfect.
Ready. It's player. It was Palomino interior. It was all that. I haven't went out there to check on it in a while, but it was all that.
Okay.
But he still don't understand that car. He don't understand that car. That car. I got that. That was a gift from me to me before I signed, because I know I was getting ready to come into the bag, and I was playing baseball, so I had it. But I was getting ready for the draft, so I bought that, and it was 15 extra thousand to cut the top. So this is a convertible top. This was like the Maybach right now, top of the line Mercedes at that time in '88. This was the top of the line, 560 SEC, and then you had the top cut. So this is what I used to roll around Atlanta with. I was so ignorant and so showy back then. My first license plate said millionaire at 21. That's when they used to have the European plates. You remember that? Yeah. They used to have the big European plates and it said millionaire at 21. Yeah. 67 Thunderbird.
That's nice.
Suicide doors.
let's take a second here. We reacted a lot. We've done a lot. Let's add more context. I had, the photos popping off, extra little video there. So the Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC 6.0 AMG is one of the German brand's most sought after models. Introduced in 1986, the 6.0 AMG was based on the Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC, but featured a range of tuning and improvements. The 6.0 AMG's party piece was its engine, originally a 5.6 liter. If you don't know the 6.0, 5.0, if you're new to cars, that just means the capacity of the engine and how much it can intake, how much fuel it can intake to combust or whatnot, right? And y'all can correct me if I got the technicals wrong. AMG bored the engine to a 6.0 liter and gave it 4 valve per cylinders and dual overhead camshafts. God, this mighty engine generated 380 horsepower and 410 pound-foot of torque. In 80s, that was a ton. When creating the 6.0 AMG, not only reworked the engine, but the suspension and interior, creating a truly special machine. One of the most notable changes on the 6.0 AMG was the wide body and an aero kit that gave a car a menacing sporty look. Production of the AMG 6.0 lasted to 91 and only around 50 examples believed to have been built. Here's that price range here. And this is kind of what they've been looking like recently, and also some more recent one. 1989, Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC 6.0 wide body. The German built 117 AMG wide bodies in one of less than 50 cars made, and features an original DOHC 6.0 engine, 89 date coded AMG OZ racing wheels, factory numbered body kit, AMG steering wheel, AMG gauges and shift knob. Them things is nice, boy. They look purty. They look real purty, but we got more cars to get into. We already talked about the S680. That's that little kid. We don't really care about the little kid Maybach stuff. We gonna go deeper into these other cars, and he's gonna talk about one right here.
I bought a BMW M3.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Sad thing about the BMW M3, it was a stick shift. I was so ignorant and stupid, and you can learn from this youngsters. I didn't even know how to drive a stick, and I bought a stick. So I had to learn on the job, which was crazy. And all my cars was brothers, if you know what I mean. All my cars are black. I don't drive no other color. So, yeah, those are my first 2 cars. And I bought my mama a 560 SL, the little convertible coupe that they made, little coupe. But the SEC was the big body, big version of the Mercedes. But it was like a coupe as well. But it was a big body car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those seem like good purchases. What do you feel like, looking back, was one of your dumbest purchases you made? Boat, yachts.
Yacht.
Hey man, if it floats or flies, you gotta rent it. And hey, you didn't hear that from me. Let's hear a little bit about this M3, and then we can dive into this well-off media video about him going deeper into his car collection as well. So the BMW M3, this is an iconic car. I mean, I feel like if you've watched any Fast and Furious, any type of car show, movie, you've seen a year of the M3. Very iconic car. 1986, BMW introduced the original M3 as a 1987 model. Since then, the M3 has grown into one of the world's most well-known performance cars, built over 6 generations. Of all the generations of M3 car that have come after the E30 M3, none have matched the reverence and love the original M3 has fostered. Fitted with BMW's S14 inline 4 engine, the M3 featured an improved drivetrain as well as a wider track width. Not only mechanically different from the standard model, the E30 M3 featured vastly restyled panels, bumpers, with only a few panels being shared with the standard car. The E30 M3 was mostly available in a coupe body style, although their rare convertible version was also built. The most notable variants were the highly regarded Evo 2, I'm just going to call it Evo 2, and Sport Evo versions, but other special editions such as Evo 1, Johnny Sassetto edition, okay, European Master were built. The E30 M30 was built, the E30 M3 was built until 1991 and was replaced by the E36 M30 in 1992. So this one, obviously not as crazy of a car, just because there's a lot more of them. And that one I was looking at, like the specialty edition, wide body, whatever, because I think that's the one that Prime has, and we're gonna watch him, explain it a little more too. So this one's not as crazy price, but still a nice little bit, 80,000 ish, lowest sale 40,000, top end 240,000. A decent amount of cars, it seems. Here those guys again. Very iconic car, a smooth, clean car. You like to see it. So that was dope to see. That was dope to see him kind of expound upon it. But let's see him expound upon the cars himself, and let's go deeper into the overall car collection. Why ain't we? Yeah, I mean, we at? Let's get to it.
I'm not lying. Let me tell you the story. I used to live downtown, and I used to ride my scooters to the baseball game for the Reds. So I used to go into this little side entrance. And one night I was leaving after the game, and the security guard was like, "You can't be in here." You know, I got on the sweatsuit. I don't know what he thought. Well, y'all know what he thought. He didn't think I was part of the team. So I was like, "Man, sir, I ain't got time for this." So I hit the gas and pulled off, and he grabbed my shirt. And he was trying to keep up with it, and I hit the gas. So he fell, skinned himself up. I'm not lying. I looked back. I went on and went on to the crib. Next thing you know, no, I'll tell you what, I went around in the circle, I circled the tunnel, and went back to the locker room, and I told the GM, I said, "Look, it's a security guard fell back there. I don't know what's gonna go down, but I'm just telling you what happened." No, next thing you know, police come like crazy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, to arrest me. So they put me in the car, they take me around the corner, and they stop. And I'm like, "Oh Lord," this is well before the days of social media and phones and all that. I'm like, "Oh Lord, they're gonna try to whoop me or what's gonna happen?" Took me to jail. They had to make up what they think transpired and took me to jail. At this point, I don't think they didn't really know who I was. And they found out ultimately. Next day on the news, I see this security guard sitting in the chair, bandaged up, like, "Oh, no, next break." I said, no. And much love to a brother named Kenneth Lawson, who's a lawyer that I retained there. We won the case. We actually brought this scooter into the courthouse. And because he got the guy, he cross-examined him. He said, "Come here, Mark," this is what he said. He said, "Get on the scooter." And the gentleman got on the scooter. He said, "Now what did Mr. Sanders do?" He said, "He was on the scooter. I told him to stop, and he kept going." He said, "Did you grab him?" He said, "Yes, I grabbed him." He said, "Let go." He said, "Why you ain't just do that?"
For sure.
And that was it. We won. I got acquitted of all charges, and we won. We won. He said, "Why you ain't just let go?" Yeah.
Let go, man.
Yeah, I didn't do nothing wrong. So this is from way back. This right here was my first cup. When I signed the dotted line 89, 560 SEC. It was 15 extra thousand.
That dog we talking about. It's that dog we were talking about.
This was like the Maybach right now. Top of the line, Mercedes at that time in 88, this was the top of the line, 560 SEC. And then you had the top cut. So this is what I used to roll around Atlanta with. I was so ignorant and so showy back then. My first license plate said millionaire at 21. That's when they used to have the European plates. You remember that?
Yeah.
They used to have the big European plates and it said millionaire at 21.
It's hard.
Yeah. 67 Thunderbird.
That's nice.
Suicide doors.
I will stop it to say I did mess up. It's not a big mess up, to be honest with you. Though the excerpt that I had, man, I went crazy with this, man. The excerpt that I did, I just want to clarify. I did the 560 SEC 6.0 AMG 6126. So the one that he has is just the Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC. Now, what he was describing in the original video, he said, it was the biggest one they had. So I searched up the biggest one they had in 1989. I'm sorry, Deion, I wasn't born back then. But just to correct, it is the regular 560 SEC, not the 560 SEC 6.0 AMG, which is like the bigger body with that wider body. So that's the only real difference. The car he's talking about is this right here, not that one, because there's a body kit on it. That also has a body kit on it. This right here, so something like that. Regardless, still a clean car, and again, he's got the top chopped off of it, so it's very, very stiff.
Suicide door. They think the suicide door just came to pass. This is 67, man. This is suicide ever since. It's suicide for life. Rocco, thank you. This bike, unbelievable. I ride this. They made this from a fishing rod. I got to clean her up, but I ain't been here in a minute. From my fishing rods and all that, man. They took Kevin. This company here is off the chain. Get him some love, but just put a hat at them and give them some love. So they put the Prime logo and labels on there. This is electric back. It's unbelievable.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, somebody made me this as well. I don't know what the last time. It was almost charged. I drove this. These are my babies right here. 6 for pallets. Prime on the back. I used to eat these alive when I was in Atlanta, boy, playing with the Braves. I used to drive these on Sundays to the day games.
This is wild.
Yeah. Me and Bucky used to rock this. We used to leave from the Cowboy game. Bucky wasn't there to ride with me to the game, but he used to leave from the Cowboy game. We used to have the windows up, music blasted, and this is what we used to drive back after I put in some work in Cowboy State, Texas Stadium back there. Also, suicide doors.
That's suicide.
Yeah. Push button, the top was already electric. Everything was electric. Unbelievable the way these cars are made. These cars are so built tough, it's unbelievable. Gangster white walls. We used to call it that JFK. Let's call it JFK. Yeah, man. We used to go to the game. Bucket, he may be too young to remember, but he used to be right there in the game. And it's the other 6'4". No problem. Now, you know,
7. I just spit straight on the highway. All right, I'm back in action. Did y'all like that video? Was y'all messing with that video? Y'all think I should release that video? Make it real? I don't know, man. I can make it a reality, dog. All right. So to be honest with you, there's not much else going on. So unless here's what I might do for you. I might put on the live share. Nah, I'm not gonna just waste your time. Just put videos on. Here's what I'll do. Unless there's anything in particular. First off, appreciate y'all. 43 in here, just chilling, vibing. Cannot thank y'all enough for hanging out with me. I was trying to cook up some more stuff, get you guys some more content, but doesn't really seem like there's a bunch popping off. Everybody's kind of locked into the basketball game, so I'm gonna shut this down. But be on the lookout. Trying to do some more streams coming up soon. So try to integrate some different things and just try to make it a good time. So really appreciate y'all vibing with me. Videos that recorded live are going to be out in the morning, and then we'll go from there. But